This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. What you just heard there was the full version of the solo that I teased you a little bit with on Wednesday. Basically, if you remember Wednesday's video, we were discussing the Dorian mode, and we were talking all about the theory of, the chordal aspect of the Dorian mode and, what it is that makes it tick. And I said that come Sunday, today, I'd be doing a bit of a solo using the Dorian mode as a vehicle for playing lead guitar, and that's what you've just heard. So without further ado, let's take a little bit of a look at what it actually is that's going on in terms of the notes that I'm using and how I'm finding them on the fretboard, and basically what makes the Dorian mode tick as a lead guitar resource. Here it is.
Solo explanation.
Okay, let's begin by taking a look at the settings I was using to record the solo. Essentially, it was this Positive Grid Bias Amp 2 model of a Plexi, and about halfway through you'll notice there was a bit of a jump in the gain that I was using. That was courtesy of the Behringer Vintage Tube Overdrive, basically a Tube Screamer clone. The chord sequence that the solo is played over is this. This is a chord sequence in the B Dorian mode. Now, if you're not sure what that means or why this chord sequence is in the B Dorian mode, then go and check out Wednesday's video where I explain all about it and, what the Dorian mode is and, why this chord sequence is in the Dorian mode. Needless to say, though, we've got a very strong B minor tonality here, so not surprisingly I'm using B minor pentatonic, the notes B, D, E, F sharp and A as the prime sort of mover for playing a guitar solo over that chord sequence. So let's just take a look at the notes that are in the chords. You can see that if you look at the individual notes within each of the chords, there's a fair degree of overlap between what's going on in the chords and what's going on in the scale. But the thing is, there are one or two notes, two to be precise, that crop up in the chord sequence that aren't in the B minor pentatonic. You can see that the E chord contains a G sharp note, and the F sharp minor and C and A chords both contain a C sharp note. So essentially that is what we are going to be doing. We're going to be taking a B minor pentatonic. Let's use this pattern here. and adding in those extra notes, and that gives us the B Dorian mode as a scale that we can play a solo with over the B Dorian mode chord sequence. So if we know that the notes in that scale are B, D, E, F sharp and A, and then it just repeats B, D, E, F sharp and A, and then B, and then D again. So if we know that this note here is a D, well, C sharp, which is one of the notes we want to add in, has to be there. So we can do that. And, likewise, you can count through the scale and, B, D, E, F sharp, A, and so on. And you can find out that this note here is an A. Or you can also think, well, that note there, 12th fret on the second string, has to be a B, so that has to be an A. Either way you want to get to it. But either way, we know that's an A note, so the G sharp has to be there. And then all you got to do to find the other instances of those notes is, like, if I know that this is a D note here, and I know that C sharp is one semitone below it, just count 5 notes down the scale from the next note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're back on the D note again. So there's the C sharp, and so on. Likewise, if I know that this is an A here and the G sharp is 1 fret below it, just go to the next note down the pentatonic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes down the scale, and that's another A note, so that's another place where you'll find the G sharp. And by doing that, you can add the C sharps and G sharps into all of your different pentatonic patterns. So this is this pattern we've been talking here, based on pattern 1 of the minor pentatonic. Pattern 2 would look like this, with the extra notes added in. Pattern 3 with the extra notes added in. Pattern 4 with the extra notes added in. Pattern 5 with the extras. And you can kind of do that down here again, obviously. And pattern 4 is down here as well. Like that. So you can pretty quickly, with a little bit of kind of planning and figuring it out in advance, you can find out where these extra notes are. And it's basically, I think, an easier way of learning these modal scale patterns. Just think of, okay, I know the pentatonic shape, and all I've got to do is add a couple of extra notes into it, and that will give me the shape for playing the mode. Then, what I'm doing throughout parts of the solo is wherever there's a chord cropping up and I know what notes are in the chord, like for instance the E chord, the E major, I can see that it has the G sharp note in it. So I'll probably emphasize that note in any lick that I'm playing over the E major chord. So, you could take something like that and just big up that G sharp note there. Likewise, when we come to the A major chord, there's an A chord there. I can see I've got the C sharp note in it, so I can go like that, and just make a big deal of the notes that are in the underlying chords. It helps make your solo sound melodic, and it's just a good way of sneaking those extra non-pentatonic notes that make the whole thing up to a modal solo. It's a good way of kind of sneaking those in a way that makes some kind of sense musically. So that's what I was doing in this Dorian mode solo. So take these same ideas and go away and have some fun with them. And there is, of course, a full tab in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with the backing track to play along with, the clip of me playing the solo, the clip that you've just seen there of me explaining what's going on, and some scale patterns that I also put up on Wednesday, but I'll put them up again now. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. It's only $3 a month, and you get access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos. Thank you so much to everyone who supports me in that way or any of the other ways that are all linked down in the description. Where else? And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful, informative, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.